Om Jnanatimidandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshulan Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkest ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. From my humble obeisances unto him. So we have been going through a series of, anyways, speaking on this book, Light of the Bhagavat. It's a big version. And there's quite a few verses or quotes in this book. So we won't go through all of them. But now, today, we'll be discussing number 5. So I'll just read that. So here it is. The evening in the rainy season is dark all around. There is no sight of the twinkling stars on the horizon or the pleasing moon. So it's just completely dark. No sign of the stars or the pleasing moon. They are covered by clouds. And the insignificant glowworms become prominent in the absence of the luminaries in the open sky. So the moon and stars are covered, and then those the glowworms become prominent. Right, there they are. So what does this mean? So yeah, there's an explanation in relation to this. So the explanation is, we'll just discuss that now. So what do what do the moon and the stars represent? So the moon and the stars represent, say, authentic spiritualists, who, just as the moon and the stars give light or illumination. For example, if you're in a pitch dark forest, you know, the moon and the stars are friends. If they're covered, then it's very difficult to get out of that forest, and the forest is dangerous. Of course, we may not have a lot of experience. Maybe we do, but we can imagine. So yeah, the moon and the moon and the stars are very helpful at that time to help us get out of there. So the moon and the moon and the stars again represent authentic spiritualists. And the glowworms, they represent inauthentic spiritualists, which gives some light, right? But they don't give, in comparison with the moon, in comparison with the stars, there's no comparison with glowworms. So the inauthentic spiritualist, or as our guru would say, sometimes he would say, show bottle spiritualist. So what's the understanding behind this show bottle? Show bottle, at least some time ago, in like a pharmacy or something, they would put all these bottles like on display, right? Full of all of these different potions and things to help with health. So when people would walk by, they would see this big collection of bottles. Wow, looks like a great bottle. I'll buy that one. But what was in the bottles? Just water. It was just water in the bottles. So in other words, there wasn't real medicine in the bottles, just water. So he would use this phrase, show bottle spiritualist. Means that it looks like that bottle of medicine. It looks like something's there of some substance, but actually it's just show bottle. It's for show. So similarly, there may be many people. There are many people in this world um, who definitely look spiritual, right? But um, but yeah, the question is, are they really? Just like some time ago, I gave that example of a man. It was a documentary, and the man, what he did is he grew out his beard. He grew out a beard, right? And he grew out his hair, and he put on robes, right? Orange flowing robes, and he started teaching some type of meditation and giving some type of knowledge, and he developed quite a big following. People were, charismatic guy. So nothing against beards. So don't get me wrong, Raj. I hope you're not walking away because of that. No, I know you're not. But nothing against beards, but um, but anyways, this guy developed quite a big following, and then one day he showed up to his to the place where he would meet all of his groupies, or whatever you want to call them, followers, people who accepted him as a guru. And he showed up with a nicely, clean shaven face, and shaved off his long hair, and he showed up in a suit and tie. And then everybody's kind of like, hey, is that our guru? Is that our teacher? Who's that? So they realized it was him. So then they're wondering, what's going on? Is this like some type of it's part of the process or what? Anyway, so the guy sat down, and then he just told everybody flat out. He said, well, actually, I was just doing an experiment, see how many followers I could get, see if you guys would believe me, what I was saying. And yeah, a lot of people became very upset, very angry. Some people, they wanted to keep on following them, Um, so, um, so yeah, there may be many people who are out there who know they're cheating others, and sometimes they become so bewildered that um, they've convinced themselves also. Even though they're cheating others, they're also convinced, hey, I'm not cheating others, right? Um, but now sometimes people, they become a little I don't want to maybe a little annoyed, or a little kind of, hey, well, what do you mean? You're saying there's a bunch of inauthentic people out there. Well, why are you saying that? And are they really? And how do you know? Um, but within our life, within our daily lives, generally speaking, we all actually like authenticity, and we look for it. For example, uh, in the realm of politics, we're not going to get into the realm of politics. Don't worry. You could go home and look on the news if you want to do that, or whatever you want to do. But in the realm of politics, now, people who follow politics, or who vote for certain people or don't vote for certain people, it's all, practically speaking, largely, generally based on the principle that, okay, well, hey, this guy's pretty good, or less, he's better than that guy, or this girl, or whatever, this lady. So then they make their votes. um but generally, the people who are voting or following certain politicians, they expect those politicians to have some type of moral fiber, some type of moral compass. In other words, they expect them to be authentic, not that they're just going to like, we're going to elect this guy or this woman, and they're just going to tax the whole civilization heavily, take all of our money, and leave us in complete poverty, and which, that and worse things have happened in history. So in other words, they expect a politician to be authentic in the sense that, hey, they're out to help me to some degree, right? So that's one example. Politicians, also teachers, parents, some type of guardians. These people are supposed to be our well wishers. Also, for example, social workers or humanitarian workers, right? Like I have one of my friends here, Mr. Alex, in the audience back there with his mother and sister, looks like, right? Sister, yeah, and girlfriend Melissa. But he used to work for what is it? Save the Children, many other different. You too. I remember 6 years. Yeah, canvassing. Yeah. Um, so there's many groups like that, right? There's many groups like that, and Alex and others, they go out and they canvass the people. Hey, sign up. It's just $20 a month or whatever it is. And by doing that, you'll be able to support a child, right? And you could exchange letters and the whole thing. And people do it. People, okay, yeah, sure, $20, not that big of a deal, and yeah, why not? I mean, help somebody out, and good thing to do. Um, Now, if one invested, if let's say that someone invests their money in such a thing, such an institution, such a program, for years, and then somehow or other it comes out that for years, the canvassers, the owner of the corporation, there is a big scam, a big cheat, millions of dollars. Uh, and the guy was like, fixing up his mansion, putting golden toilets and so on. You think, oh my God, this is disgusting. I can't believe this person cheated like this. So, in other words, we expect some authenticity, some truth, people to be honest, right? To some degree, we expect that. And if we get cheated, we feel really bad. And obviously, it's not right. Um, so, uh, so similarly, just like in the realm of politics, in the realm of humanitarian work, in the realm and every other realm, there are people cheating and not completely disclosing the truth about so many different things. Similarly, in the spiritual realm, it's also going on. Um, and therefore, better is to follow moon-like personalities. An interesting thing to note about the moon. I don't know. Has anyone looked at the moon tonight? Huh? A new moon. Okay. A new moon. So, in relation to the moon, if you look, it's been like that for years. Last time I checked, there's a bunch of like spots there. They call it. What do they call it? Some cultures they call it like rabbit. What other cultures? What do they call it? Huh? Okay. What do you say, Alex? A man? Oh, a man. Okay. A man, a rabbit. What other do they call it? Craters. Yeah. Spots. Craters. That's pretty. Anyways, they call it different things, but there's spots there. So similarly, although one may be a real spiritualist, authentic spiritualist, um, able to give illumination, knowledge, there still may be, just like, well, yeah, just like on the moon, there's sometimes it's known as, of course, people say, oh, well, it's not really a defect of the moon, but in some cases it's said, okay, there's spots, defects. So similarly, although one may be a real spiritualist, there still may be defects in that personality, but they're still able to give illumination. Um, so and then now how do we come to the right conclusions? Well, there's a Vedic mantra. It says tamasi ma jyotir gama, right? Which means now that we're in the human form of life, we, as the soul, from the purpose is to go from ignorance to knowledge, or complete darkness to light, and that's actually what it, knowledge means actually. And that could be tested. That could be tested. So, in other words, by following a particular meditation process, by following the particular process that certain teachers propound, we will get certain results, and that could be tested. So in other words, we could test. We should test. Okay, is this person a moon or is this person a glowworm? Well, is this meditational process a glowworm or is it a moon-like process? We could test, and then after testing, we'll get a certain result, and the result should be positive transformation. We should be transformed. Not that we're like, I mean, I have conviction, and that all of you are great personalities. But becoming, you could be great personalities, but spiritually, it's unlimited. We could become unlimitedly great spiritual personalities. So positive transformation should be there. In other words, freedom from so many things, anxiety, and a whole long list of unnecessary things that we may encounter. That should, sometimes our guru would say that the blazing fire of samsara. Of course, we don't see a blazing fire, but it's but it means the suffering should go away. The suffering of the mind. A lot of it's in the mind. So that will be the test. And one thing to note about that is that there may be a real spiritual process, and someone will say, "Hey, well, I tested it, and it didn't work." Like my friend, he's been a Hare Krishna for like 50 years now, Dravida Prabhu. Some of you know him, but his brother was kind of challenging him and say, "Oh, well, chanting Hare Krishna, that's like a waste of time, and what are you going to obtain by that?" And my friend, or this monk, Dravida Prabhu, he said, "Well, try it out." So his brother tried it out for like 5 minutes, and yeah, that didn't work. So I think we'll have to invest more time than 5 minutes to like really give it a try. Just like if someone wants to become a professor, right? You have to go to school for many, many, many years before you actually become a professor. It's not just overnight. So similarly, to get the results that are available or that are talked about in spiritual circles, there is going to have to be time investment, and then how much time? Sometime. So, all right. So I'll stop there. Does anybody have any questions or comments about anything? Yes. We have anyways, yeah. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Glowworm guru or worm like, glowworm guru or moonlight guru. Yeah, I like that. That's good. Yeah, how do you test? Well, yeah, the test is that this is the test that what the guru teaches means the knowledge they give, and also the meditational process they give. And also thank you for bringing that up, but because I actually missed that part of, I didn't miss it fully, but I wanted to speak a little bit more on that. what I wanted to say that you're bringing up now is that the guru, or the teacher or the teachers, by their example and by their guidance and by their knowledge and by the meditational process, the test is that by people engaging in it, following that particular process of meditation, then they will get the result, positive transformation. So in other words, if someone doesn't get the result, one thing is that they may not be doing it properly. Like there's a scientific experiment, you have to add this, and then you get. So that's one thing to consider. But another thing to consider is that they just may be getting a glow room guru. Well, this guy's not a guru. I should go somewhere else. This isn't really a mantra that is authorized mantra. Like this mantra has been tested or chanted for a very long time. Like we know people who 50 years, but this is hundreds, thousands of years been tested. People have written books about it and their experiences, and nowadays people also having experiences. So the test is, what do you get by following a particular meditational process or a particular guru, and then we'll know, okay, well, because these, you could say, glow room gurus or these glow worm processes of meditation, there may be something there. It's not that there, a lot of the times there may be something there. A lot of times there is something there, spiritual. But the idea, it's like they have a saying, like, partial knowledge is dangerous. So it's incomplete, a lot of the times it's incomplete. It's not the full package. They haven't delivered the full package. Like you get a package in the mail and tampered with the mail, and usually people don't send cash, but you could imagine somebody sent you $5,000 and the mailman just happened to open up and tamper with the took $3,000 out or something. So it's money, but it's incomplete. It's not the full deliverance. So anyways, I hope that. Okay. Does anybody have any other comments, questions? Yes, Victoria is here. All right, Krishna, we're happy you made it from Canada, visiting us from Canada.
Reflecting that in this analogy of the moon. Oh, thanks. I was reflecting that in this analogy of the moon and the glowworms, that a true guru will admit, like the moon, that its light is coming from the sun. So in this analogy, the sun is going to be Krishna, and the guru is going to be reflecting that light, and the glowworm is going to be like, no, this is my light.
Yeah.
Follow me.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Oh. Yeah. Also, as Victoria was saying, that a real like our spiritual teacher, he would always say that, oh, actually, whatever good I'm doing, whatever I'm doing that's good, it's actually coming from my teacher. He's giving all the credit to him. Just like I trying to kind of follow this principle. I chanted before we started this discussion that, okay, Om Jnana Timirandasya. I was born in the darkest of ignorance, and my spiritual teacher opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. So in other words, I'm giving respect and right recognition to my spiritual teacher. So okay, somebody. Let's see what you got, Connor.
Yeah, I mean, who cares what the difference between a moon and a glowworm is? They both have light. What do you have to say about that? So whether I follow like a false prophet or like anything, it's still like truth.
Yeah.
So I worked for a certain nonprofit for 3 years, and I had, by my math, 546 monthly donors for an average pledge of $22.03.
Mm-hmm.
So that's $12,000 a month
Mm-hmm. Wow.
that they're making. Who cares if they're a little bit wrong? It's still positive. So I would think I would follow a glowworm over darkness any day.
Yeah. Well, it's okay. Thank you. It's I mean, it's a principle like what do we want, you know? And yeah, if people want to do that, then it's their. I mean, it's a free world, kind of. It's a free world. But like there was this great con artist. Not great, but anyways, he was good at what he did. And what he would do is he would sell people all types of different things, but he also got into selling watches, Rolex watches. You guys wear nice watches too. Not today. I came prepared because I had some idea that you're going to say that. No, my watch is maybe $20 something, but anyways, but he was selling watches to people, Rolex watches. I would never get that; it's way too expensive, you know. But what happened is eventually he got caught. But interesting thing he said that I never cheated someone who didn't have this cheating propensity in their heart. No, but the point being is that, in other words, they're looking to get something for nothing. But if it's a positive intention, who cares? Yeah. You may say that. That's, you know, who cares? For the greater good. Yeah. But sometimes again, it's like what we want. Like if we want, you know, full happiness, right? Like we want to be completely satisfied. Let's just say that, okay? Let's say that's possible. Yeah, let's say that's possible. Theoretically, it's possible, and let's say theoretically we want that, okay? Just for the sake of this discussion. Now, what I'm saying and what I'm, you know, repeating from my teachers is that by following the difference between following a glowworm guru versus a moonlight guru is that the result is different. And the result is different in the sense is that although theoretically in this discussion we want full happiness, full satisfaction, because we're dealing with someone who's given us partial knowledge and not the full complete thing, we won't get complete happiness. We'll get mixed happiness at best. It's better than sadness, but it's not the best. I'm a Virgo. I know about the best. You are too? All right, good. September 7th, I'm 16th. So Virgos, I heard they're a little bit of perfectionists. So anyways. I just want to give you a hard time. Thank you. I appreciate it. How long have I known you? We've known each other for, I don't know, 8 years? Yeah, 8 years. So we're old friends. Okay, so here, one, and then one here.
Yes, I'm not sure if I heard this correctly, but I believe you said that by some accounts, the craters on the moon are defects.
Some people say that, yeah.
Some people, sorry, but you said that you would want to follow moon-like personalities.
Yeah.
So what was the relation between those defects on the moon and wanting to follow that?
The relation to the defects is that sometimes within our lives, we expect our friends, we expect our girlfriend or boyfriend or spouse or whatever, or gurus, we expect them to be absolutely perfect, completely free from defects. Now, of course, that's like, good luck with that. So the idea behind this is that the guru may not be completely perfect, just as some people would say, you know, those spots on the moon are defects, but it still gives illumination. So similarly, a spiritually realized person, at least to some degree spiritually realized, they may not be completely perfect. There may be some defects there. And most of the time, honestly speaking, there is. But they could still have that illumination that, gives spiritual knowledge. And
Can those personalities with defects still impart complete knowledge? Because we were discussing the difference between a glowworm and the moon,
Yes.
and the difference was one was incomplete and the other is complete.
Yes.
But if you are with defect, wouldn't that by definition?
You can, yes. Within this tradition, Hare Krishna tradition, there's a book called the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, which means the ocean of the nectar of Krishna consciousness. It's a wonderful book, so you can read it. We have a summary study, The Nectar of Devotion, by Srila Prabhupada. It might be on that table there. So in that book, it describes different stages of spiritual realization that one will undergo in their journey. And one of the stages is called bhava. It's actually a very elevated stage, and in some ways rare. And interesting enough, on that bhava stage, which bhava means like the ecstasy one feels and being connected with Krishna. On that bhava stage, still it says shashi. Shashi means moon. So it describes this moon. Although there's these defects, still someone on bhava may have these defects. But they are still give enough illumination. So yeah, they can still give complete knowledge, and they can also be very advanced spiritually. So no, moons. Yeah, enough of the glowworms, man. Okay. All right, so we have a question here, and a question here.
So what is the proper way to do this every day? Because this is my first time here.
Oh,
this is my first time with everything. And if I want to follow the moon and not the glowworm, what should I be doing daily, and how should I be doing it? I know it's a little off topic. I'm trying to put the glowworm and worm in
no,
there,
it's okay. We don't trying to get away from the glowworm talk. Well, yeah, I was, I was gonna bring my beads down, but then I decided not to. But I should have brought my beads. Do you have your beads? Does anybody have your beads? Okay, can I see those beads? You could give me the bag too. We'll have a demonstration. A little demonstration here. So there's different ways to follow or practice bhakti yoga. What we're doing here, bhakti yoga. So one of those ways is we have this mantra here that we chanted: Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we just had a musical meditation. And then if you look, Krishna Lounge has a YouTube channel. There's so many other singers also who chant this. Of course, that's a whole nother discussion, but you want to get the right singers too. Right means persons, on the Bhava platform or kind of going in that direction. But anyways, so one is the process of kirtan. That's a very important process. And nowadays, with the advent of technology, we could access kirtan whenever we want. And yeah, later we could give you we have some nice kirtan singers that we could share with you. So that's one way. And then another way is, see this bead, this is a bead bag. So it's a bag that holds beads, and they don't call it a bead bag for no reason, you know what I mean? And there's 108 there's 108 beads here. So on each bead, with your thumb and middle finger. That's what you usually do. Chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. And you go to the next bead. You do that 108 times. That's one round. It takes about 7 to 10 minutes. Those who have gotten to the process more and more, they chant 16 rounds a day. So it takes about 2 hours. So the monks do that here, and many other people do that throughout the world. But usually people start with 1 round, and then they go to 2 and 4. And so we also have beads. If anybody wants beads afterwards, we could give you beads free of charge. You could pay $0, give you beads. So those are 2 processes. And then we have some books here, studying, reading spiritual books. And then we have the Krishna Lounge here associated with spiritually minded persons. So the combination of those, kirtan, the musical meditation, and the beads, and some reading of the books. And then if anything, if people think, oh, that's a little bit too much, I don't want to go so much into that right now, then the lounge is here every Thursday, and it's been going on for the last 10 years. So we hardly missed. Yeah, anyways, we're always here on Thursday. It's always going on. So yeah, that's a good way to become more familiar also. So those are a few things. Yeah, free. It's free. Okay, I think. Okay. Yes. It's for the purpose of analogy. It's not anyway, it's for the purpose of analogy. The moon having defects is the purpose of analogy. So any moon lovers, please don't get offended. Of course we all love the moon, but need the moon. All right, does anybody have any last comments or question? All right, so yes, thank you very much. And we will have a bonfire tomorrow night. I think 5 to 7 is catching up with friends. So anyways, yeah. However much you want to catch up with friends, or maybe you don't have time to catch up with friends because you're getting off of work, could be done at that time, or maybe he'll give the announcement here. Okay, and then 7 is the 7:15 is the sunset, and I think we'll start the kirtan, this musical meditation, around that time. 7:15 is it 7:15? Yeah, for about an hour, and then after that we'll serve out dinner, and that's about it. And is the place announced, or can we announce it here now? Or
actually no. So what we're doing. So if this is something you'd like to be a part of, that you'd like to attend, this is an RSVP only event, and so you can contact Andrea here, and she'll put you on her list, and then she'll give you the address and all the information. So yeah, thank you all for attending tonight. Hare Krishna.
And we also have some dinners here for you as well, boxes. So. All right, Hare Krishna.